You recently showed up at a Hollywood Reporter shoot, and is this true? Because I got a photo here. I want to know if this is actually real. Supposedly, you're sitting on a bunch of money.
In a world where survival itself is a victory, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson defied the odds and emerged not only unbroken but unstoppable. This is not just a story of a rapper, it's the odyssey of a man who transformed bullet wounds into business blueprints, rap beefs into boardroom seats, and hardship into a high-end empire that now spans music, television, alcohol brands, luxury real estate, and elite fashion accessories. Once a kid from the gritty streets of South Jamaica, Queens, 50 Cent is now the embodiment of calculated risk and long-game wealth. From dodging death after being shot 9 times in 2000 to becoming a global mogul, featured on Forbes, Curtis Jackson's journey is not just inspiring, it's astonishing. Behind the headlines and hit singles lies a life of extremes, flashy indulgence balanced by strategic reinvention. At the heart of it all is an entrepreneur who has redefined what it means to get rich or die trying. And while the world once focused on the scars he carried from the streets, today, the spotlight has shifted to the empires he's built in skyscrapers, studios, and spirit distilleries. But how exactly did this transformation unfold? What power moves and painful lessons paved the way for 50 Cent's billionaire blueprint? Stay with us as we unravel the story of a man who took a near-death experience and flipped it into one of the most fascinating luxury lifestyles of our era. Born Curtis James Jackson III on July 6, 1975, in the unforgiving neighborhoods of South Jamaica, Queens, 50 Cent's early life was a masterclass in survival. Raised by his mother Sabrina, a street-level drug dealer navigating one of New York's most dangerous environments, young Curtis was exposed to a world of violence, risk, and hustle before he even hit his teenage years. That exposure became trauma when at just 8 years old, he lost his mother in a mysterious fire, an event many speculated was no accident. Orphaned and emotionally scarred, he moved in with his grandmother, where the household was full, but the streets were louder. By the time he turned 12, Curtis had already stepped into the drug game, operating as a runner after school, while his peers were still figuring out playground politics. His teen years spiraled into deeper criminal activity, leading to a pivotal moment in the 10th grade when he was arrested for bringing both narcotics and a firearm into school. His descent continued into 1994, when a sting operation caught him selling cocaine to an undercover cop. A subsequent raid on his home uncovered heroin, crack, and an illegal pistol, evidence that left no room for denial. Instead of prison time, Jackson was sent to a boot camp program for 6 months, where he earned his GED. But even amid arrests and courtrooms, something else was taking root, a love for music that offered escape, identity, and a glimmer of something more. Using a friend's basement and rudimentary equipment, he began rapping over instrumentals, carving out his first verses with the same raw energy he once reserved for the streets. This early blend of chaos and creativity planted the seeds for a transformation that would ultimately rewrite his destiny. Though he hadn't yet reached a recording booth, backed by millions, the world was already watching, and the street-savvy kid from Queens was quietly preparing to weaponize his pain into poetry and his rhymes into riches. In May 2000, Curtis Jackson's trajectory changed forever in a hail of gunfire that could have ended his life, but instead sparked the legend of 50 Cent. Just as he was preparing to release Thug Love featuring Destiny's Child, he was ambushed outside his grandmother's home and shot 9 times at close range. The bullets tore through his hand, hip, legs, chest, and even face, leaving him on the brink of death. Against all odds, he survived. For 2 weeks he lay in a hospital bed, and for months afterward, he endured a slow, agonizing recovery. But rather than retreat into fear or defeat, 50 used the experience as fuel. Physically, he now had a slurred voice and a bullet lodged in his mouth, but it only added to the mystique. Mentally, he emerged stronger, yet not everyone shared his confidence. Columbia Records dropped him shortly after he recorded Ghetto Koran, a track reportedly referencing real-life drug dealers, making him radioactive in the industry. With no label and a blacklisted reputation, 50 Cent went underground, literally, leaving the US for Canada, where he started recording mixtapes. Among them was Guess Who's Back, a raw, unapologetic return that caught the attention of Eminem. That connection would become his gateway back into the mainstream. Embraced by the streets and overlooked by the majors, 50 retooled his narrative with hunger, defiance, and a newfound clarity. His shooting had turned him into a symbol of survival, and now, with mixtapes like No Mercy, No Fear, and a track on the 8 Mile soundtrack, the rebirth of 50 Cent was officially underway. When 50 Cent released Get Rich or Die Tryin' in 2003, it wasn't just a debut album, it was a cultural phenomenon that detonated across radio stations, street corners, and luxury car sound systems alike. The album sold nearly 1 million copies in just 4 days and went on to move over 12 million units worldwide, instantly establishing 50 Cent as a hip-hop juggernaut. The lead single, In Da Club, became one of the most played songs in radio history and an anthem for hustlers everywhere. But this wasn't just about bars and beats. This was branding, momentum, and execution at the highest level. 50 had aligned himself with Eminem and Dr. Dre, giving him the perfect launchpad. The gritty realism of his lyrics, his stoic demeanor, and his survivor backstory made him magnetic. His follow-up album, The Massacre, released in 2005, reinforced his dominance, selling over 1 million copies in 4 days and topping charts for 6 straight weeks. Even when his 2007 album Curtis narrowly lost in a headline-grabbing sales battle with Kanye West's Graduation, the media circus only amplified his cultural relevance. 50 Cent wasn't just making records, he was creating moments commanding attention and mastering the art of myth-making. With millions in album sales, constant radio play, and a mounting legacy, the rapper from Queens had officially become an empire in motion. Transitioning from rapper to mogul is a feat few achieve, but 50 Cent made the pivot with ruthless efficiency. His move into television changed the game, starting with Power, a gritty drama that became one of Starz's most successful shows. Through his G-Unit film and television company, 50 expanded the Power universe with spin-offs like Power Book 2, Ghost, Raising Kanan, and more, creating a franchise that now rivals the Marvel model in its reach and fanbase. He signed a 4-year production deal with Starz in 2018, reportedly worth up to $150 million with bonuses. That momentum carried into 2025 with the launch of a Netflix docuseries exploring Diddy's legal controversies and the expansion of his own 50 Cent action channel globally via Roku. On the silver screen, he starred in Get Rich or Die Tryin', Righteous Kill, and executive-produced Den of Thieves 2. And in a move that few saw coming, he opened a nearly 1 million square foot film studio in Shreveport, Louisiana, a long-term bet on becoming a content kingpin. With projected earnings around $20 million annually from his TV and film ventures alone, 50 Cent has quietly become one of the most bankable producers in the industry, not just a performer but the architect of narratives watched by millions around the globe. If you ask any financial analyst about legendary hip-hop business deals, one name always comes up: Vitamin Water. Instead of taking a standard endorsement check, 50 Cent made a visionary move. He took equity in Glasso, the parent company. When Coca-Cola acquired Glasso in 2007 for a staggering $4.1 billion, 50's cut reportedly ranged from $60 million to $100 million after taxes. That deal didn't just make headlines, it changed the way rappers approached brand deals forever. It proved that endorsement was dead and ownership was king. But he didn't stop there. 50 launched Sire Spirits, which includes Branson Cognac and Le Chemin de Roy Champagne. These ultra-premium bottles have been spotted courtside at NBA games and even fetched $325,000 at charity auctions. The brand now pulls in between $10 to $15 million annually. Add to that his ventures into audio, SMS audio, fashion, G-Unit clothing, and cryptocurrency, where he made $700,000 in Bitcoin from album sales he forgot about, and you start to see the full picture of a man who places bets on the future and cashes them in years later. Even his failures, like the bankruptcy of SMS Promotions, are viewed as strategic resets rather than setbacks. Today his portfolio is rumored to generate $20 million per year outside of entertainment. This is the hustler's hustle, flipping cultural capital into financial equity. In 2003, riding the tidal wave of success from his debut album, 50 Cent made a move that screamed status. He purchased a sprawling 17-acre estate in Farmington, Connecticut, complete with a 50,000 square foot mansion that once belonged to Mike Tyson. The property boasted 21 bedrooms, 37 bathrooms, a nightclub, indoor pool, casino, gym, recording studio, and even a helipad. He reportedly bought it for $4.1 million and spent another $6 million on upgrades like a private movie theater and an infinity pool. But while it served as a backdrop for music videos and wild parties, the estate quickly became a financial drain. Court filings during his 2015 bankruptcy revealed the upkeep costs were jaw-dropping, $72,000 a month, with $18,000 just for utilities. He tried to sell the mansion as early as 2007 for $18.5 million, but the market wasn't interested. Over the years, the price dropped drastically, and by 2019, he finally sold it for just $2.90 million, a massive loss that served as a wake-up call. 50 later admitted the mansion was too large, likening its maintenance to running a hotel. Though the estate symbolized his rise, it also became a harsh lesson in the cost of excess. And yet, even in loss, 50 found clarity, cutting back, scaling smarter, and refocusing his lifestyle without compromising on luxury. After offloading the Connecticut behemoth, 50 Cent downsized, but only in square footage, not in class. His new home, a sleek contemporary mansion in downtown Houston, marks a new chapter in how he views success. Gone are the over-the-top trappings of his earlier purchases. This property, while more modest in size, is dripping in refinement. Featuring 4 bedrooms, polished concrete floors, soaring ceilings, and walls of glass, it's designed for both serenity and statement. The open-plan layout merges functionality with flair, quartz countertops, Thermador appliances, and an integrated audio system that allows 50 to vibe to his own beats or entertain guests in style. The outdoor living area with its fireplace and lush artificial lawn blends seamlessly with the dining space indoors. The master suite offers a quiet retreat with spa-level amenities, including a rain shower and freestanding tub. This isn't about flaunting wealth, it's about living with intention. It's a symbol of a man who has seen the highs and lows of extravagance and now curates his luxury like he does his investments, strategically, tastefully, and always with an eye on the long game. Step into 50 Cent's garage, and you're stepping into a museum of horsepower, elegance, and mechanical excellence. This isn't just a collection, it's a declaration of success. His car roster includes the Rolls-Royce Phantom drophead coupe, valued at over $450,000, offering yacht-like comfort with a V12 engine and handcrafted interiors that make each ride feel like a red carpet event. For speed, there's the Lamborghini Aventador Roadster, a $500,000 monster that can launch from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. For understated luxury, he opts for the Rolls-Royce Ghost or the Bentley Mulsanne, both priced in the $300K range. These vehicles blend power with refinement, showcasing his duality, bold yet composed. His G-Wagon represents rugged sophistication, while the BMW 8 Series Coupe whispers luxury for days when he wants to keep it low-key. Even his Chevrolet Suburban, often armored, shows that he thinks about security as much as style. Altogether, his garage is a curated symphony of status, speed, and streetwise elegance, reflecting every phase of his career from gritty rap anthems to executive power moves. Luxury doesn't stop with wheels for 50 Cent. It climbs up his arm and wraps around his wrist in the form of some of the world's most elite timepieces. His collection includes the Hublot Spirit of Big Bang King Gold, worth $43,000, exuding strength and elegance with its 18K gold casing. Then there's the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Open, worked at $85,000, showcasing intricate mechanics through an open dial, a nod to 50's own complex evolution. He also owns a Cartier Panther ring worth $170,000, more than a fashion statement. It's a wearable symbol of dominance. But the crown jewel is his Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore, dripping in baguette diamonds and valued at over $1 million. These aren't watches, they're trophies, representations of battles won in boardrooms, courtrooms, and recording studios alike. Whether he's attending a gala or filming in Louisiana, every tick of his collection reminds the world that 50 Cent doesn't just measure time, he owns it. While his professional life reads like a success manual, Curtis Jackson's personal narrative has often been messy, emotional, and headline-grabbing. In 1996, he became a father to Marquise Jackson, but a bitter breakup with Marquise's mother, Shaniqua Tompkins, spiraled into years of legal drama, lawsuits, and online feuds. A $50 million lawsuit filed by Tompkins was dismissed, but public tension persisted. 50's relationship with Marquise became strained, with the two exchanging veiled jabs on social media and interviews, leaving fans wondering wondering if reconciliation is ever possible. In 2003, he also dated actress Vivica A. Fox in a highly publicized relationship that ended after just 8 months. Though brief, it left a mark. Fox later called him the love of her life. These personal entanglements reveal a different side of the mogul, one battling not with competitors, but with connection, communication, and the cost of fame. For all his victories in finance and fame, 50 Cent's personal life reminds us that even kings carry scars. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's story is no longer just about surviving a shooting or topping the charts, it's about rewriting the definition of legacy. Filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2015 wasn't a declaration of defeat. It was a calculated move to restructure debt, regain control, and prepare for a more stable future. Since then, 50 has become a model of resilience, diversification, and strategic reinvention. He's not just in the rap game, he's built a blueprint that includes TV, film, alcohol, fashion, and tech, all while maintaining cultural relevance. His decisions are no longer just about dollars, they're about leverage. Whether it's launching a film studio in Shreveport or building an empire around power, 50 Cent has proven that moguls don't follow trends, they create them. His empire is no longer rooted in music alone, it's in equity, content ownership, global licensing, and generational wealth. And in a world that constantly changes, 50 Cent remains a constant reminder that it's not about where you start, it's about how smart, how fast, and how fearlessly you evolve.